Holistic Healing with Jehna presents another episode of The Light Lounge. Hey friend, I want to start this off by saying this. If you have a dream within you, it's not random. It's not a fantasy. It is divine. It is yours. And you already have everything you need to bring it to life. But you have to believe that. You have to know it in your bones. Today, we're going deep into why your mindset is the number one thing blocking or blessing your manifestations, and why alignment and confidence are the game changers. This isn't just mindset fluff. I'm giving you real tools, real perspective shifts, and a real breakdown of how step 2 of my 4-step manifestation method changes the game. This is for my high-achieving, heart-led women who are so done letting their doubts run the show. It's time to shift from, how do I make this happen, to, I know it's mine. I'm already living it. So let's go. Alright, friend, let's ground into something that's going to be the foundation for everything else I share with you today. Your mindset is everything. The way you think, the way you speak to yourself, the way you feel about what's possible for you. It's either building the bridge to your manifestations, or it's blocking them from ever arriving. We don't realize how often we're operating from beliefs that are quietly canceling out our dreams. You might be praying for next level clients, or calling in your soulmate, or manifesting a 10K month. But if the dominant energy behind that prayer is, I'm not ready, or I don't deserve it, or what if it doesn't happen for me? That frequency is what you're actually putting out into the universe. And babe, the universe doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your energy. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your subconscious stories, they shape your reality. If your inner dialogue is rooted in fear, shame, or insecurity, it's going to influence how you show up, what opportunities you take, and even how you receive blessings. You can have the best offer, the best product, the dreams on your vision board, the rituals, but if your energy is shaky, nothing will stick. Most people think that they're failing because they're not doing enough, but the truth is, you don't necessarily attract from effort. You attract from embodiment. And I'll go so far as to say this. You're not blocked because of what you're doing. You're blocked because of what you're believing. So let me break this down with something personal, because I've lived this deeply. This isn't just theory, it's experience, from pain and healing, as well as truth. For the longest time, I truly believed that my weight was a block. I thought I could only manifest the life I wanted, the love, the high-achieving cream-of-the-crop clients, being respected in my business, even dancing and teaching Bollywood workouts. I could only do any of that if I was skinny. And I held this belief that I had to shrink myself to be taken seriously, that I had to look a certain way to be worthy of success or visibility. And for a while, that belief ruled everything I did. But friend, that was the biggest lie I ever believed. Because the moment I decided I was worthy as I was, when I stopped tying my dreams to the size of my body and started showing up from worth, things shifted so fast. I started attracting these amazing clients. I got invited into rooms and spaces I once thought were out of reach. Why? Because I stopped believing I had to earn it through perfection. I aligned with the truth that I was already worthy. And that's when I learned your energy is either your greatest magnet or your biggest block. So you may be sitting here thinking, okay, Jehna, I get it. I feel it. I know I've been blocking myself. Now what? I'm going to walk you through the exact framework that helped me shift from believing I had to change who I was to fully embodying the woman who gets what she wants. This is the process I created through my own healing, through working with spiritual mentors, and through the results I've witnessed in my own life and with my clients. It's called the CAAT method, and it's how I teach manifestation from both a spiritual and energetic lens and a grounded, real-world perspective. Because manifesting isn't magic. It's intentional energy and action. And when the two align, that's when the shift happens. So step 1 is clarity, meaning that you're going to ask for what you want. Because if you're unclear, the universe doesn't know where to deliver. So in this step, you're going to get specific, declare your desires, journal them, speak them out loud, pray over them, visualize them. What you're calling in, be bold and be unapologetic, because God didn't give you your desires by accident. You have to name it to put a claim to it. Step 2 is alignment. So you're going to match your energy to your dream. And that's today's focus. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And this is the part that most people skip, but it's the most powerful. Alignment means you feel safe, deserving, and excited about what you're calling in, not panicked or unsure. We'll dive deeper into this next, because this is where mindset and confidence come into full play. Now going on to step 3 is aligned action. You have to move like it's already yours. You can't manifest by waiting, right? You have to become it. You have to take action. Every small intentional step you take affirms your belief that your dream is on the way. And these aren't frantic hustle moves. They're grounded decisions from your future self. And you don't need to run the 5K tomorrow. You don't need the whole map. You just need to take the next aligned step. Step 4 is to trust, to let go, to surrender to divine timing. Your only job is the what and the who, and let God handle the how it's going to happen. So after you've done your part, rest, release, and trust. And this is where most people spiral, because they want to try to control the outcome. But trust is the energy of faith. The woman who knows it's already done won't obsess, because she's going to enjoy watching it all unfold. When you learn to move through these 4 steps, not just once, but as a lifestyle, you become magnetic. And in today's session, we're stepping into that second part, alignment, because this is where your mindset, your confidence, and energy are either opening the portal for your manifestations to arrive or quietly blocking everything you're praying for. So now that you've got the roadmap, let's zoom in on the part that changes everything. Becoming the version of you who already lives the life you desire. Now, what does that actually mean? Becoming the version of you who already lives the life that you desire. This is what alignment is all about. And this is where like 95% of people go wrong in manifestation. They're trying to attract something while still identifying as the version of themselves who doesn't believe it's possible. They're setting goals, but still doubting they can reach them. They're visualizing love, but still settling for the bare minimum energy. They're journaling about 10K months, but still terrified to raise their prices or be visible online. And I say this with love. If your nervous system doesn't feel safe with what you're calling in, you will sabotage or delay the very thing you're asking for. Alignment is about energetic identity. It's not about hustling harder or saying the right words. It's about asking, who do I need to be in order to receive this effortlessly? Not just in theory, in practice. So let me give you a visual. Imagine there's a radio station playing your dream life. The love, the success, the clients, the abundance. If you're tuned into 88.1, but your dream is broadcasting on 101.5, you're not going to hear it. And that doesn't mean that it's not there. It means that you're not tuned in, right? That's what alignment is. Tuning your energy to the frequency of your desires. Alignment sounds like, of course I'm worthy of this. This is mine. I'm just walking it out now. I'm showing up like the woman who already has it. It does not sound like, oh, I hope this works. But what if I mess it up? Or I'll believe it, I guess, when I see it. That hesitancy. No. When you're really in alignment, your confidence isn't performative, it is embodied. You're not faking it, you're being it. And that energy is irresistible to the universe. So let's go deeper here. Most women think they're blocked because they're not manifesting fast enough. But really? They're blocked because their nervous system doesn't feel safe receiving what they're calling in. If love feels scary, you'll push away the good ones. If wealth feels unfamiliar, you'll unconsciously sabotage the opportunity. If visibility feels threatening, you'll shrink or procrastinate or freeze. Alignment means you've done the healing, the regulation, and the mindset work to feel safe with what you say you want. It means you're no longer stuck in the pattern of wanting the dream and fearing the dream at the same time. Let me be real with you. If you're still praying for something, but secretly don't believe you're worthy of it, your subconscious will keep blocking it to protect you. That is why we do the inner work. That's why we do the breath work, the healing, the embodiment, because we're creating safety in the body for abundance to actually land. Alignment is becoming her before she exists. It's not about waiting for proof. It's about being the proof. So you want to manifest love? Be in the energy of someone who is already loved and cherished. You want the dream clients? Show up like the mentor who already serves them. You want to be wealthy? Start making confident decisions like a wealthy woman would. That's not fake it till you make it. That is faith it till you become it. Because manifestation doesn't respond to panic. It responds to certainty. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be rooted and grounded. So the question is, are you walking around as the woman who wants her dream life? Or are you walking around as the woman who knows it's already hers? That shift in energy from I want it to it's already mine, it is the heartbeat of manifestation. And now that you understand that, we need to have a very real, very loving conversation about something I see way too often in the spiritual space. Because confidence isn't just energy, it's action. So let's talk about why you can't just sit on your ass hoping things will come to you and what it actually takes to step into your manifestations. Let me say this with love. You will never manifest the life you want if you're just sitting on your ass waiting for it to fall out of the sky. You can journal your intentions every day, say your affirmations, do your breath work, and yes, I love all of that. I do all of that. But if you're not moving your feet and taking aligned action, your manifestation has nowhere to land. Like, your first 10K month isn't going to pop out of nowhere while you watch Netflix and refresh your email. That's not divine timing. That's divine avoidance, right? God, source, the universe, whatever you believe in, it sends you opportunities. But you have to be willing to move, to actually take them. And here's another tough love truth. No one is buying from, investing in, or magnetized by pick me, choose me, love me energy. That sniveling, desperate energy, it repels. So if you're not confident in your own offer, your own gifts, your own magic, why would anyone else be? So step into your power. Take action from the energy of already having it. Stop waiting. Stop hiding. Step forward. The universe meets you where you move, not where you sit still. I have an example for you. I had a client who was stuck for months in fear and perfectionism. She knew she wanted to start a business, but she kept waiting until everything was perfect. We worked together and she finally took aligned action, even though it was scary. And now she's the leading authority in her brand in her area. She's magnetizing clients, commanding respect, and most importantly, she's in full alignment with her calling. And that's what happens when you stop waiting and you start walking. So let's pause for a second and look at what really made that shift possible for my client. Yeah, she took aligned action. Yes, she moved even when it was scary. But do you know what really changed? She finally decided she was worthy of the dream. Not someday, not when she looked different, made more, or had more followers. She claimed her worth as is. And that's what unlocked the flow. Because aligned action means nothing if your energy is still begging for permission. You can journal, visualize, launch the offer, go on the date, right? But if your inner energy is still saying, I'm not enough, you will block or delay what's meant for you. And this is what I need you to understand, friend. Self-worth is the fuel for manifestation. It is the core frequency that determines how fast, how big, and how sustainably your manifestations come in. And I want you to know that worthiness is not something you earn. It is something that you remember. You were born worthy, period. But we've been conditioned by family, culture, society, all the things, to believe that we have to prove ourselves, prove we're pretty enough, smart enough, skinny enough, spiritual enough, desirable enough. And that is where the misalignment starts. Because when your desire is pure, but your energy is insecure, you create this push-pull resistance dynamic with the universe. It's like you're asking for your dream with one hand while pushing it away with the other. And the universe, it'll never give you what you don't believe you're allowed to receive. And that's not punishment. That's protection. Because if the version of you right now doesn't feel safe holding that dream, the universe will lovingly delay it until you've grown into the version of you who can handle it. If you fear receiving your dream, any part of it, then of course the universe just wants to protect you. It's looking out for your best interest, right? So this part, the worthiness work, it's not fluff. It's not a bonus. It is the foundation. Let's get real for a second. Seriously, I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. When you show up from a place of that, no offense, Meredith Grey, please choose me, please love me, please buy from me, that energy repels, whether it's clients, money, or love. I'm sorry, but desperation doesn't attract. Confidence does. And that doesn't mean arrogance, because I know that that's what people might think, but it's not arrogance. It just means certainty. When you know what you bring to the table, you're not begging anyone to sit down. You're simply being the energy of the thing you're calling in, and it comes naturally. This is why self-worth work is a non-negotiable in my coaching. Because when you truly know you're enough, without conditions, your energy becomes magnetic. You've heard the phrase, you no longer chase, you attract. But I'll add more to that. You no longer perform, you embody. You no longer beg, you become. Let me remind you of something I wish somebody had told me sooner. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be more you. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are not behind. And you don't need to shrink, hustle, prove, or twist yourself to be worthy of your desires. You were born worthy just by being you, honest, authentic, in your light. You are already aligned with what you seek. What if if nothing was wrong with you, and your dream life was simply waiting for you to remember who the F you are? That's what worthiness is. It's not becoming someone else. It's coming back to yourself. And you know what, friend? When you do that, everything shifts. Let's ground this in real results again. When I decided that I didn't need to lose weight to be successful, I called in aligned clients faster than ever before. When my client finally stopped waiting for external validation and stepped into her power, she became the authority in her brand. When you claim your worth without apology, opportunities start finding you. The world responds to how you see yourself. If you want high caliber love, clients, and money, you have to stop sending out the frequency of, "Am I good enough yet?" Because the answer is already yes. So before we move into the embodiment practices, the rituals and tools I use to ground this work in daily life, I want to leave you with this. You don't manifest the dream by becoming perfect. You manifest the dream by becoming real, rooted, whole, and certain. You don't have to do more to be worthy. You just have to remember that you always were. So let's talk about how to anchor that worthiness through daily practice so your energy becomes a match for your desires every single day. Alignment isn't mental, it's embodied. So here's how you can bring it to life. Every morning, I light a candle. I center myself with a few rounds of box breathing, and then I flow into either Chandra Bedi or Surya Bedi, depending on the energy I need, whether that's calming or activating. And while I breathe, I visualize my highest self in full alignment, not wishing, not hoping, but already living the life I'm manifesting. That's how I stay in the vibe, and that's how I magnetize. Other practices you could do include energy clearing with Reiki or pranic healing, inner child healing to release the subconscious blocks. You could do mirror work, such as affirmations like, "I am safe to receive," "I am enough," "I am magnetic." Any of those are great tools for you to incorporate. Now, friend, before we close, if this spoke to you, if you felt yourself cracking open, remembering your power, then this is your time. I created Manifest Like a Boss, my 6-week one-to-one coaching container for women just like you. In this space, we go deeper into all 4 manifestation steps. We heal the blocks, align your energy, take real action, and watch your dream life manifest in alchemized speed. You'll receive my full energetic and strategic support. It's intimate, it's deep, and it's designed to make you unstoppable. If your soul is saying yes, send me a DM on Instagram or reach out via my website, and I'll share the details. You don't have to wait any longer, and you don't have to do it alone. You just have to decide that it's yours. Now, before I let you go for the day, I want to leave you with a few reminders to take with you. Confidence isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. You realign every time fear shows up. Your job isn't to be perfect. It's just to stay in motion.